Hey, what's up guys? Today I want to talk about one of my favorite songs. It's a really great song by a very good band called The Beatles. This song has 3 beautiful sections. We're going to talk first about the last section, and the reason I want to talk about it is because I like taking songs that I really like, understanding what's happening there, why is it making my heart tick, and then doing a flip on it. So what I want to do right now is grab the song Hey Jude by the Beatles and trying to lo-fi it. Now, I don't want to lo-fi it because it's not a good song or anything. On the contrary, I just want to take the information, it's so beautiful and it's so awesome there, and see if we can spin it in a different way. And for me, this process really helps to create and learn things about music. So yeah, let's do it. Oh, and before we start, this week, Saturday, October 23rd, we're playing our release show at Brooklyn Bowl in New York City. So if you are in New York or in Brooklyn, please come and celebrate the release of the album with us. The album is with amazing people like Adam Neely, Ray Angry, Arthur Moon, a bunch of people, like really awesome crew. And also the album itself is coming out on October 22nd, so you can stream it and check it out. That would really just mean a lot, so please. Alright, so the first thing I want to do when I'm checking out a song and trying to understand, like to do something with, whether it's an arrangement or lo-fiing it or any of these ideas, is first I want to understand actually what are the chords. So what is the basic function that is happening? So let's check it out. Remember this part? Here we go. You know it. It's the third part of the song. Also sing it. Alright, so let's talk about what's actually happening here. So harmonically it's kind of simple, but we still want to know the chords. So the first chord is F major. And then there's this cool thing the bass is doing. If you remember, I just kind of looped the bass and it played like F, E flat, D, and back to F. So what's happening here is like F major, then F7 basically, but instead of keeping the F in the bass, playing E flat in the bass, which is basically an inversion. You can check out the chords here. So F over E flat, which is F7 over E flat, and then B flat major, and the bass is also D, so it's basically B flat major first inversion, but you can play B flat if you'd like, it's totally fine, and then back to F. So the first thing, and for me, when I'm trying to check out a song, whether I know it or just kind of like from memory, it's like I'll make sure that the chords are really clear and that I understand what's going on there. So I'll basically say like, okay, ba, bo, bo, swemne, bo, swemne, bo, bo, bo. We're in the key of F. So the melody is this. Bo, 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 swemne, da, 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 da. Right, it's not complicated, but still, like, it's beautiful. There's something really nice about the relationship between the chords, the bass motion, and the melody. So although it's a really simple kind of structure and only 4 chords, it's really hitting the heart. That's why I want to talk about the song. So let's go to step 2, where we figure out what's happening harmonically. All right, step 2. So basically, we're in the key of F. This is the 1 chord, and then we're playing that E flat in the bass. So basically what's happening here is what we call a secondary dominant. This is the 5 of 4. All it means is that we're kind of creating more tension by playing an F7, although the 7 is in the bass, leading us to the 4 chord, but instead of the bass being the 1 here, the B flat here, it's D. Why is it D? Because it's the first inversion. So again, to summarize, 1, 5 of 4, third inversion, 4, first inversion, and back to the 1. And I think for me, like hearing that harmonic relationship really is significant, because this is a beautiful thing about music, that we can see and understand the relationship between the chords and the sounds, and really kind of emotionally tag that information so we can hear it in the outside world, and then we can create with it. This is kind of the bottom line for me, because I love music, but I also love writing and playing with people and creating music. So I like checking out songs and being like, oh, this is so beautiful, what did they do? And then intellectually like saying like, okay, this is what's happening, and then emotionally tagging this sound as 1, 5, 4, okay, 4 first inversion, back to the 1. Cool. So now let's go to step 3. Stay with me, because the next 2 steps are really, really cool, and this is where things are getting really interesting. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some 7. So again, F major is super cool, but we wanna lo-fi it. So for me, lo-fiing it also means like adding these lush sounds. So the 7 chords, the inversion, and all these kind of like sounds on guitar, I find very appealing. So what I want to do first is just adding the 7. Instead of playing good old F major or F major here, I'm just gonna say, okay, let's play F major 7. So I would play and then I'll play C minor first inversion. Now the reason I want to do it is because there are 2 elements that are taking place there. First, we have the E flat in the bass, which is again what we want, because we want that F7 over E flat. The second thing is I have this hammer on, and I have this sound that is a little softer. Instead of this, which is beautiful, I'm getting this. And with lo-fi sounds, again, it's not an absolute truth, but sometimes you want to kind of have this like softer transitions and a lot of kind of close relationship harmonically. It's just like I guess like common tones. It doesn't have to be the same key, but just common tones in kind of the same zone. So, and we'll talk about it a little more, because what we're gonna do is basically adding the 2, and C minor is the 2 of that progression. So it's very legit if we're altering again the song to play a C minor, and I'm playing a C minor first inversion, again to have that E flat in the bass. Okay, so here's this part. So basically, F major 7 to C minor first inversion, and then I'm just gonna add the 7 first. So B flat major 7 first inversion. Instead of this major chord, I'm adding the A here. So we have this a little bit of lushness. You can also later on add the C on top, so you have this if you want. But first, let's listen to these 3 chords. Let's see how it sounds with the bass line. So you see, it's already starting to be not the song in a good way. It's just we're taking it in a different direction. But I want to do one more step. 4, I'm gonna add some more colors and a little bit more kind of like bitey sounds. Nothing crazy, but just a little more. So instead of this F major 7 that we just played, that I think sounds cool, I'm gonna add an inversion. So I'm gonna start with F major 7, 9. So basically, the bass is A. All this information is also on the Patreon if you need it written down. Check it out here. So F major 7, first inversion, and then instead of the C minor here, I'm going to play these 2 chords into the B flat major 7 first inversion and into the F9. So recap and slow down. So F major 7, first inversion, and then again it's kind of transition, right? So we had the C minor instead of the F7. Now I'm going to play C minor 4 or 11 if you want. This is the shape to C minor 7, this shape C minor 7, 9. And again, for me the idea, this progression, the C minor is substituting the F7, so it leads us to the B flat, and then I'm playing instead of B flat major 7 here, I'm playing this one here, the same shape we had for the F, but you can also add the top note, so you have the major 7 here. So B flat major 7, 9, and then back to F. You can either do this or go to this one, which is a little more lush. This is F9. So check this out. We only have 3 shapes here, so it's not a big deal. F major 7. So beautiful. Check it out, just the sound of it. Woo. Okay, and then C minor. Maybe these 2 C minors, leading me to the B flat first inversion, back to the F. Let's hear with the bass. Alright, so now let's see how it sounds with the melody, with our lo-fi vibe, just for a second. Maybe together. Alright, I kind of feels like I want to start soloing right now. So before we do that, I mean, you see how like easy it is and kind of how we can take that cool information that we like from a song or a part or anything and just like start transitioning it. So again, just to kind of recap the few ideas, it's like, okay, we have the chords, so we understand the chords and melody, we understand the relationship to the key, so we can really hear and kind of feel emotionally what's happening. And then I'm just adding a 7, and then I'm adding an inversion and trying to kind of find like a little cool idea. But again, I'm trying to always make sure it works with the melody, and of course you can also change the melody if you want and write a new song, but the idea is just like kind of lushing it up a little bit. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was interesting and cool. I love the Beatles. I'm actually a big Beatles fan, and every time I listen to it, it just hits my heart, so I thought it would be cool to just talk about it. Please leave a comment if you want me to do the same kind of idea and process for a different song. Could be the Beatles, could be anything else. And I'll see you guys very soon. And please, if you're in New York, come to the show. It will mean a lot. And if you're not in New York, the album drops October 22nd, so you can pre-save it in the link below or just listen. That would be super helpful. Thanks again. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.